Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pikmin 2. In the last episode we obtained blue Pikmin and we opened up a bit of a new place on the way here in Bulblax, in the Awakening Wood. This episode, weirdly, I'm actually not going to be using those blue Pikmin at all because we don't need them in the cave we're going into. So, we need... actually, you know what, before I take any of these, I'm going to start off by taking an absolute ass-ton of yellow Pikmin. Because we need to take down an electric gate. And I was going to prepare all my Pikmin for the cave, which includes... no, don't go over there, you fools. They always go straight for that. Well, you know what, fuck it. Well, actually, we'll build it by yellow numbers a tiny little bit. Why not? You've made me do this game. Let it be known that you forced my hand. I suppose it could be useful to flower some of these guys as well. Is there the flowering stuff over there? Yeah, we got a ton of time today. Anyway, let's... No, I might as well pluck this now. I'm having an inefficient morning already, but we've got pretty not much to get done today. Basically, oh shit, the plan is to do a cave, and then the rest of the day after the cave will basically just be spent with the speeder on building up Pikmin numbers anyway, because that's the nice thing about Pikmin 2, because you have got all the time in the world. You can devote a day, like, if you've got a cave done in the day and you've got a load of time, just use it to build up Pikmin. There's no need to make sure you efficiently use every day, and like building up Pikmin doesn't have to be a side activity. It can absolutely be your main focus for a day. That's not a problem at all. Right, good. We have a decent number of flowered Pikmin now, almost entirely actually. I think it is entirely. It always feels like it's a bit of a mess swarming Pikmin onto those things, onto the nectar, but you almost always get all of it. Now, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one, because just getting Pikmin onto this thing is a bugger. Oh, there's a burp thing there. Let's set a few Pikmin on that. Why not, while we knock this down? 70 should still make pretty light work of it. Right, getting Pikmin up here is a bit of a bugger. Oh, that was actually surprisingly smooth. At least the bridge is guarded on both sides, so... Slap all of them on there. Wonderful. The cave is right through there, and yeah, I don't want to take the full contingent of yellow Pikmin down there. But equally, I only want to bring 20-ish, but 20 will take a long time to knock that gate down. So we can speed things up a little bit by having a lot of them work on it in the first instance, and during the meantime, we can gather some burp spray, which is nice, because we've only got 3 of those, and there are some enemies which certainly I want to burp on quickly, ones like evil bears that you just want to quickly bleh, because they're too much of an arse to deal with otherwise. Oh, first level of that was gone down by the sounds of it. Brilliant. I might use this moment briefly while that's been knocked down to build up some blue numbers. He says, weirdly, bringing out purple Pikmin. But that's because purple Pikmin are useful for actually doing a murder. And then we can use them for killing. I swear I left Olimar up next to the gate. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it sounds like the gate's gone anyway. Well, either way, let's do this quickly before we before we go on through to the cave, because the way to the cave's open now by the sounds of it. So, we will bring out all my purples. That should be more than enough to take on the one single ball there. Let's knock that down when that's on blue. He says, yes, good, excellent. He says, doing so successfully. I forget how enjoyable Pikmin are for just crushing the life out of things. Yes, he never stood a chance. Cool. Right, now we can actually... get off them. Right, let's do things. So, I want to put all my purples back. Actually, I want to keep hold of 20 of them, because they're the ones I actually want for the cave. And let's get all of my blues out to carry shit. Oh, can't do that. Yep, okay, cool. Right, we're going to have to think slightly differently then. I want to bring the yellows that are up here down. I wonder if I can just do that in a sneaky way. Come on, lads. Yes, I can. Oh, no, don't go that way. That's a problematic way. Well, that was kind of a success. Let's try that again. Come on, guys. So I don't want to chuck them over that edge there. There we go. Cool. I swear there were 70 up here, and now there's 69. Well, that's a mystery for another day. Alright, let's slap these guys in here. Then we want to bring out some blues here. Right, and now speeder on. I'm just going to hoover all these treasures up. Not treasures. What are they called? Food sources, I suppose. Now, as I mentioned, I actually don't want to bring the blues into this cave I'm going into, because we just don't need them at all. There's no water to even bother with. The main contingent of my force is going to be reds. I want 40 reds. I'm going to have 40 reds. Oh, of course I can't build up to decent numbers because there's a shit ton of these. I was going to leave these to flower, but I guess I'm going to have to pluck them and I'll just flower them at some other point. I've still got, again, as long as you've got like 30 or 40 flowers of each colour, you won't regularly use more than that in any one go, or at least you shouldn't be, so it kind of doesn't matter about having huge numbers of them flowered anyway, but it'll be easy to do. We just need to find some nectar at some point. Right, so my next business is going to be, I need white Pikmin. I need 10-ish white Pikmin. Don't need a huge number of whites, it's just because there are some buried treasures. So always useful to have, and then we need about 20 yellows. So the main contingent of the force is in the form of red, because they are useful for combat, and also there is fire in this cave. But purples will actually be used for the majority of my fighting as well, because you know I do love the purples for fighting. So, now it's just a case of getting round to the cave itself, which means manipulating everyone up here, which is not fun with an army of this many, right? I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts, really. Right, let's try that. You need to come round here, you silly man. There we go. Oop, come on, don't get stuck. There we go. Once you're up here, you're fine. Let's have the rest go with Captain Louis. There we go. Oop. And then once we reunite, that should be us up here with all 90. Wonderful. And indeed, time for our next cavern. So, you have at last reached higher ground. Congratulations are in order. Wait, what is this? My seismic sensors are picking up tremors deep below. What force is at work in the depths of the planet? So, only several... So we have fire, electric, and so several of the floors in this hole have my favourite music in the entire game. But you can tell what kind of enemies we're going to be facing down here, because the hole has the scary name of Bulblax Kingdom. But let's let that music play while I take up this first floor. Oh no, actually I'm not going to, because there's scary enemies here, which I probably want to talk about immediately. That's... Is he playing? It is playing, excellent. So, introducing orange bulborbs. There's 2 of them on this floor, and they are irritating for a number of reasons. They are very powerful, and they are very light sleepers. Unlike other bulborbs, like the spotty ones, they are woken pretty readily. You'll notice they sleep with their eyes almost entirely open. I strongly recommend the use of either farts or burps to fight them. I'm going to burp on that one up there because he's got friends with it. I'm going to fart for this one here because I've got a shit ton of farts. May as well use it. So, I'll wait for him to be fully up, and then I'm going to stun lock him with my purples. But he's not actually stunning properly. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Guys. No! Oh, we lost a significant number of purples there. That was bad. By a significant number, I mean 2, but every purple counts, quite frankly. That's frustrating. Well, let's do what we can about these guys. Right, let's break them all in now. You know what? Actually, fucking swarm this way. A lot of things came out of that. Wonderful. Including a treasure! Look at that. I actually don't want to deal with that yet. Is that a white candy pop bud? Well, I guess if you didn't bring any whites, sure. Well, either way. There's a free fart, which is nice. That's the nice thing about killing stuff with blue sprays. You'll often get... If you kill a couple of enemies simultaneously, you often get some spray back anyway. Well, that's one of our treasures for this floor, and it might actually be the only treasure for this floor, but it's always in that one. And wow, this fart is lasting a long time. Anyway. So, for 150 quid, this is the Crystal Clover. And yeah, that's actually it for this floor. Oh well. Yeah, you can see how easily they can just... You can't stun lock them with purples, which is my usual trick, and they can just make light work of you. I really actually should burp them every time I see them, but I don't. Do I want some more whites? Whites are always occasionally useful. Might as well just chuck some reds in there. Not like I'm doing anything else with the reds. I mean, the reds are useful in this, don't get me wrong, but I can spare 5 of them to get some Pikmin that I normally can't get at any other time. That's the thing, it's like, in a lot of ways you're a fool to not use purple ivory and violet candy pops when you see them, just because you'll never come across those Pikmin in the normal ways, so I can always get more reds on the surface, and indeed there's a candy pop in here in case you haven't got any reds. But anyway, let's head down to sub-level 2. There's 7 in this one total, so it's a pretty hefty hole. And you can see already why they call it Bulblax Kingdom. So this sub-level is why it's important to bring red Pikmin, because this is a very fiery sub-level. So I'm going to take my full contingent of red. Oh, by the looks of it, we might have only lost a red and a purple to the orange Bulborb, which makes me very happy if that's the case. This is another one of those ones that's got fire traps and fiery dweevils, but that's about it. So I basically just want to take out all the fire-related things before moving in with other Pikmin, really. That dweevil's expunged successfully in this. Oh, wow, this is a tiny floor. Holy shit. Well, might as well just take out this guy, and then I'm not even going to need to bring anyone else in to take out the bodies, basically. We just need a few more things up here. So, there's a slightly odd treasure to get up here, so we have to just chuck all our Pikmin up here. This is always the case. It's always on the same structure, even though it's randomized where the structure exactly is. And then we just need to march them round that way. Some of them will get on the geyser, and others can start moving the treasure down. Brilliant. And I think we've turned all the geysers off here, so let's hoot everyone else over and start moving some of the dweevils back. Because why not? They're some free money, I suppose. Cool. We'll leave Louis there, ready to move down the hole once everything's arrived. But I believe that is the treasure ready. Wonderful, so that's worth 150, the tier stone, and we're past 6,000 now, so that's getting pretty good. And that's the only treasure on this floor. I thought there might have been a white one buried somewhere, but there isn't even, so once these are in, we will head straight down. That was a very harmless floor. Literally 2 fiery dweevils were the only enemy on it, so don't let that fool you. Later sub-levels are scary. Next one is mixed. Depends where you spawn, basically. And it can be frustrating because of the type of enemy we'll be facing. So, you can see a couple of them floating around, introducing a new enemy. This is the Puffy Blowhog, irritating relative of... No, Withering Blowhog, irritating relative of the Puffy Blowhog. They have a particular ability. Their breath not only flows like fires Pikmin around the place, but it deflowers them. It turns them back into leaf Pikmin when it hits them, which is incredibly irritating. The best way of fighting them is as I'm doing... Oh, there it is. There it fucking is. Best way of fighting this is basically chuck Pikmin at them and then just swarm them once they're on the ground. And you just kind of want to take them out quickly before they wither stuff too much. Hopefully there are some eggs on this floor and I can get, I can reflower my Pikmin, but it's variable whether you can do that or not. So that's why I say this floor is irritating. There's pretty much nothing dangerous on it, but those can fuck you off. I think there is also... I have a feeling that several of these corners will drop shit on you if you walk in there with your Pikmin, so be aware of that. That can sometimes be bad, and I think... Do they drop explosives on you? Maybe. We'll find out. Yes, that's a thing in this game, that we're going to get into that. Don't you fucking worry. Aha, there we go. There's an egg. So I'm hoping for some nectar in there, because my team is almost entirely flowers now, which is bullshit. There's another ivory candy pod bud over there, which is slightly weird. And do I want more whites? I don't know if I do want more whites. How many? You know what? I'm going to go for more whites. Fuck it. Whites do have that useful trick that if they get eaten, it hurts. It kills the person who ate them. So. Oh, I threw some yellows in there, I think, as well. So certainly if you're against, like, as you can imagine from the name Bulblax Kingdom, most of the bad shit in here is Bulborbs and Bulblaxes. So most of it is shit that's going to eat your Pikmin, and if they attack your whites, then they do have a bad time very quickly. So, right, now we've got all of that sorted. There's hopefully... Oh, there's a white treasure hidden there. Oh, this is why it gives you a... There we go. Right, watch out here. I'm pretty sure it drops some shit on you. Maybe, maybe not. Or are you going to wait? Oh, it's not dropping any shit on me. The random nature of the dungeons makes shit difficult to predict, and it means my notes are useless a lot of the time. But this is actually the only treasure on this floor. This has a great name as well, though. So this, for 40 quid, I feel like it should be worth more, but is the Olimarnite Shell. Because it's an Ammonite shell, Olimarnite, it's very good. I enjoyed it, at least. Yeah, that's the only one on this floor. Cool. Let's see if we can reflower. Oh, really? There's a lot of female shearwigs on this, and it's like, they do nothing. So I don't know why it bothers throwing you that many of them at you. Nope. Cool. That's useful. Let's hopefully try... We're not going to get everyone reflowered on that, but we'll get a significant number of them, and we have got more upcoming in future floors as well, so... So, don't worry if you have to carry around a lot of idiot Pikmin with you. They'll be smart again soon. Have I explored everywhere here? Is this it? Yeah. What a tiny little floor with nonsense on it. It's irritating that the entire purpose of that floor is just to fuck you off with puffy blowhogs and just wither all of your Pikmin away.